The art of silence. Knowing when to hold your tongue. Silence is not merely the absence of sound. It is a profound language of its own. In a world that often values constant expression, knowing when to remain quiet is a rare and powerful skill. As the Persian poet Rumi once said, "Silence is the language of God. All else is poor translation." There are moments when words diminish truth, when speaking disrupts harmony, and when listening becomes the greater act of wisdom. Let us explore the sacred spaces where silence speaks louder than words, guided by timeless wisdom. Number 1. When anger rises, silence as a shield. Anger is a fire that burns the one who holds it. In moments of heated emotion, words spoken cannot be unspoken. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca advised, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Silence here is not weakness, but a fortress of self-control. For example, a colleague unfairly criticizes your work in a meeting. Your face flushes, your pulse quickens. Every instinct demands retaliation. Yet you pause. You breathe. You choose silence. Later, in calm reflection, you respond with measured words or realize the criticism held a hidden lesson. Speak when you are angry, and you will make the best speech you will ever regret. Ambrose Bierce. Number 2. When another is grieving, silence as compassion. Grief is a solitary journey, and often, the kindest thing we can offer is quiet companionship. Words, no matter how well-intentioned, can feel hollow beside the weight of loss. In a scenario where a friend has lost a loved one, you sit beside them, not filling the air with platitudes like "they're in a better place" or "time will heal." Instead, you hold space with your presence. Your silence says, "I am here. Your pain is welcome here." Sometimes the most healing thing to do is remind someone over and over that you are there, and you're not going anywhere. Unknown. Number 3. When you lack knowledge, silence as humility. It is better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Wisdom knows its limits. In a discussion about a complex topic, quantum physics, foreign policy, medicine, you realize you are out of your depth. Instead of bluffing or guessing, you listen. You ask questions. You let those who know better illuminate the subject. The wise man knows he knows nothing. The fool thinks he knows all. Confucius. Number 4. When secrets are entrusted, silence as integrity. Trust is built in silence and shattered in careless speech. A secret shared is a sacred bond. For instance, a friend confides in you about a personal struggle, perhaps a hidden illness, a failing marriage, or a professional mistake. You hold their words like fragile glass. You do not gossip, even under the guise of concern. Your silence becomes their safety. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. Proverbs 11 verse 13. Number 5. When listening is an act of love, silence as devotion. Most people do not listen to understand, they listen to reply. True listening is an act of silent love. For example, your partner speaks of their exhausting day. Instead of interrupting with advice or shifting the conversation to yourself, you simply listen. Your silence is not passive, it is active, absorbing their words, their emotions, their unspoken needs. Listening is a magnetic and strange thing, a creative force. The friends who listen to us are the ones we move toward. Karl A. Menninger. Number 6. When nature speaks, silence as reverence. There are places where human words feel like an intrusion. The hush of a forest at dawn, the roar of ocean waves, the stillness of a mountain peak. For instance, you stand at the edge of the Grand Canyon, the vastness stretching beyond comprehension. A companion begins chattering about trivial matters. You gently place a finger to your lips, not in rebuke, but in invitation. Listen, behold, breathe. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Lao Tzu. Number 7. When words cannot do justice, silence as awe. Some experiences transcend language, a breathtaking piece of music, an act of extraordinary kindness, the birth of a child. In a scenario where a musician finishes a soul-stirring performance, the audience does not erupt in applause immediately. There is a collective pause, a shared silence where words would only diminish the moment. Music begins where words end. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Number 8. When someone else is speaking, silence as respect. Interrupting is not just rude. It is a denial of another's humanity. To let someone speak without cutting them off is to say, "You matter." For example, in a debate, you disagree passionately with someone's viewpoint. Instead of talking over them, you wait. You listen fully. Only then do you respond, not to attack, but to engage. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Winston Churchill. Number 9. When you are tempted to boast, silence as grace. True accomplishment does not need fanfare. The quieter you become, the more others can hear your worth without you shouting it. For example, you receive a prestigious award. Instead of listing your achievements, you thank those who helped you. Your humility speaks louder than self-praise ever could. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Matthew 6 verse 3. Number 10. When the moment is perfect, silence as presence. Some joys are too deep for words. A shared glance with a lover, the comfort of an old friend's company, the peace of a quiet morning. E.g. You sit on a porch swing with someone dear, watching the sunset. No words are needed. The silence between you is its own conversation. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Confucius. The sacred power of silence. In a noisy world, silence is the sanctuary of the wise. It is the pause between notes that makes the music, the space between words that gives them meaning, the breath between thoughts that brings clarity. As the Tao Te Ching teaches, those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know. May we learn to speak when necessary, and to embrace the sacred golden silence when it is the deepest answer of all.